Okay, we are going back around the world with our 3 countries for this half term, and of course that sea shanty competition, all important. We've got, what, 4 weeks left until the deadline. So exciting. So let's get moving. Have you got your long hair back? Plenty of space to move, comfy clothes on, and water nearby. We will begin with some tap dance. Right, over primary cheeky chops, it is time to tap. So let's do our warm up first. You know it's my favourite time of the week for our honky tonk dance, and then we will crack on with our jazzy snazzy stop timing routine. And it's a tricky bit coming up. It's a good one for the brain and for the feet. So let's recap. Hop, hop, jump, in, shunt to flap, heel, flap, heel, flap, heel, flap, heel. Remember back in the day when we used to find that difficult? Oh my goodness, how far we've come. Let's remember what that is with our bodies. So it goes. Is it hop, hop? Ah. Ready? 5, 6, 7, we go. Hop, hop, out together. Shunt, which is when we put the heels down. Flap, heel. I'm getting confused. I want to do that because that's the lower primary one. All right, hop, jump, in, shunt, flap, heel, flap. And then, of course, we can do it on the other side. If you remember, we did do it straight ahead once with the music last time, and then we could travel around with it. So we will do that option again this week. We didn't try that on the left, did we? We must do it on both sides. Try on the left. 5, 6, 7, 8, goes. Hop, jump together, shunt, flap, heel, flap, heel. Yes? All right then, let's get that funky tune on, people. And take ourselves down to the honky tonk. Imagine we're in Nashville. Right, ready? Forward first, right leg then left leg. 5. Ah.
Got a house down a back road, top flag. On the small
his name's Waylon. It needs paving. All right, let's take the chorus. Go anywhere you want with it.
To make you laugh, jokes, and got friends in low places.
Ready? 5, 6, 3 with it. Brilliant. Okie dokie then. So we're nice and warm, we're in a good mood, happy days. Now, you can see on the board, it does not say today's new step, it says today's recap. And that is because the next part of the routine is actually steps that we've done before, but they're just in a different order, and I think actually quite a tricky order. But it's nothing we haven't done before, okay? So, we need to recap what a heel toe is and what a toe heel is. So the heel toe is obviously you put the heel down first, your foot looks like that, boom, and then we close it down. So on both legs, boom, boom. Get used to them because they're coming and they're coming quick. All right. Now as you get used to them, don't point the toes so far up because you've got further for it to go down and we just don't have time in this dance. So they need to keep quite low to the ground. Still getting that nice sound, but doing yourself a bit of a favour by saving yourself a bit of time. So that is heel toe. Now when we do a toe heel, the foot moves slightly different. So we go like this, then that way. This, then that way. Again, don't lift that heel too high because we're going to have to do it quite quickly. Yes? So, heel toe, toe heel. Alright, so, my mission for you. Actually, let's recap the dance and then I will add it on. So, test and stop. Let's try it once without the music and then we'll do once with the music and then we'll add on this new bit, right? So, we start with our feet and second we face the side. It goes. Head. Let me spin. And then there's a stomp, toe, toe, toe. That's what it is, isn't it? Okay. Then we have shuffle, stamp, shuffle, toe, heel. Shuffle, stamp, shuffle, toe, heel. Remember? Then we've got the flap, which is the two sounds of the foot. In, out. Yeah? Let's go from 5, 6, 7, it goes. Ba-da-da-dum. Head, toe, turn around. Ba-da-da-dum. Stamp, toe, toe, shuffle, shuffle, stamp, shuffle, toe, heel, flap. In, out. Then we had, I think we worked on this last week, maybe the week before, those tricky pickups where you are making a sound off the toe, and we had 3 options. You could go pick up, step, pick up, step, pick up, step, because we did it 3 times. Or medium option, hop, step, to get you used to it. Or tricky, tricky, tricky option, pick up, hop, step. Okay, so we had 3 of them. That gives us this leg free for the good old tap, step, ball change, walk, walk. And that is definitely what we did last week, yeah? Tap, step, ball change, walk, walk. Remember? So, the tap, step, ball change, it gives you a clue. All the words have got a name. Tap, step, ball change, behind, front. Tap, step, ball change. Tap, step, ball change. And then we know what the walks are. And we even added snazzy little swinging arms, didn't we? Yes. Right, this is quite a tricky one actually. Let's do it one more time without the music because we're adding quite a lot on. It's a chunky dance for a grade 2 piece. So I think we just need to keep practicing it because there's lots of little moves, isn't there? Let's give it another go. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Ba-da-da-dum. Head, toe, we turn. Ba-da-da-dum. Stamp, toe, toe. Shuffle, shuffle, stamp, shuffle, toe, heel, tap. Pickups back. Yes, let's try that much with the music. Just the more you practice, I've been doing tap for the last 2 weeks with the big boys and girls as well in year 7s, 8s and 9s. And some of them, the bought tap shoes and when they're learning the toes and heels and shuffles and things, they don't get as much time on it as you guys. But, you know, they've been making up their own combinations and things. And I say to them, like learning lines if you're an actor, like playing an instrument and music. In dance is the same. Nothing comes easy. But nothing that comes easy is worth doing, right? You have to practice. There's no easy way of getting it into your body other than doing it over and over and over and over. And eventually your muscles get used to it and your memory gets used to it. And it's just practice. And that's why they say practice makes perfect. So that's just the way it is. It's the way, and I think with sport as well and athletes, you just have to do these things over and over again. So it's a good job, it's fun. Right, let's try from the beginning with the music team.
Nation A. Tacit and stop time.
Here we go. Head, toe. Stop. Pick us back. Right, next bit. Did you get that? Was that okay? Right, so listen to the rhythm. We're just going to do this a lot of times, okay? Heel, toe, toe, heel. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Say it with me. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Try with this leg. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Again. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Again. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Go with the other leg. 6, 7. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Yes? Do it over and over because then it gets tricky. So, you're going to do that once on this leg and once on that leg. Let's do 1, 1. Heel, toe, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. One straight after the other. Ready? 5, 6, 7, we go. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Again. 5, 6, 7, we go. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Yes. matters more complicated, you kind of repeat it, but you take one of the heel toes out. So instead of heel, toe, heel, you just go heel, toe, heel. Try just heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. So as soon as that toe goes down, you need to lift it and put it back down again. You're doing it twice. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Other side. Heel, toe, heel. Keep your foot close to the ground. Don't make it humongous, or we haven't got time. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Right. So the whole thing is heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Right. Let's do it so slow. Once you've got the rhythm and you can say it with your mouth, then it kind of makes sense. So 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Yeah? I'll say 5, 6, 7, 8, goes. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel, heel. Heel, toe, heel, heel. Once more without the music. It just keeps going with no pause on this. And this is, remember the bit where I said, ooh, snazzy, no music. Yay, just make it a bit harder because now we've got to keep our own rhythm. Try again. 5, 6, 7, we go. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Heel, toe, heel. Let's work out how quick it is with the music, people. I'll just move the music back a bit and we'll just try that bit. Oh, there it is. Is it? Can't remember. Here we go. Tricky. Can't lie, tricky. Let's try that again. Shuffle, step, shuffle, toe, heel, left, left. It's snap. Pick up, step, pick up, this. Rock. Step, step, go, take, go, walk. Heel, toe, toe, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel. We've run out of time. And I know that's tricky, we'll have more time on it on Thursday. Let's be brave and just try the whole thing from the beginning with the music and just see what happens. It's just going to come with practice, people. And when we've only got 10-minute slots, it's kind of tricky. But I have every faith that we'll get it right eventually.
Amalgamation A.
Right, from the
tree! And stop time.
We go! Head, toe! Stop! Shuffle! Pick up some more! Moche! Homework, isn't it? Well, super well done for persevering with that, guys. It will come with time. It will be much easier. Still a leap on it as well. And it'll be amazing what overnight processing can do too. But we are out of time for dance. Well done. Let's move to our clowning in drama. Okie dokie, upper primary actors, welcome back to Clown School. So today, or this week's theme, is called What Fourth Wall. And I think some of you, I'm sure I did some of this with you last year, pre-COVID, the now year 4. Actually, it wasn't pre-COVID, we did it virtual. Some of you have tried stuff like this before. So we are going to revisit it, look at it in a bit more detail, and I can explain much better this time what it means. And some of you will have never done it before. But before I explain what this fourth wall means, let's have a recap. So what was last week's focus in drama? Have a moment to think about it. Tell somebody near you if there's somebody there. All right, and if you can remember that, can you remember the week before and the week before? Because we need to remember all of these skills. We've got about one more week left of learning a new skill, and then it'll be time to put it all into a performance. So what else have we looked at in clowning this term? All right, let me tell you in case you've forgotten. So last week's was called time play, and we had this thought of manipulating time to give the audience a much better idea of what our personality was or how we felt about meeting someone. So we had the wave and the bow and the handshake and the hug that the professional clowns did. And we really played with what happens if we do that really slowly, what happens if we do that really quickly, what's that telling the audience about how we feel about meeting this person or how we are as a person. And the other little clown fun fact I gave you is that often clowns move like they're doing something or discovering something for the very first time. And all that will have exaggerated facial expressions that will have consequences on the speed of your movement. So we did that, we watched our pros. Other things that we've thought about, to not forget, is the repetition through variation the week before, and we're going to touch on that a little bit again this week as well, which is give it to me, no, give it to me. The same line but changing it slightly and how that looks as a body when we can't move. And before that we did the Spies, where we were looking into the boxes, weren't we? So, all things that we need to remember, but this time we are going to learn about a term called the fourth wall. Okay, now before we explore the fourth wall, there are some decisions you need to make about the space that you have at home, which will be absolutely vital to this topic. Okay, so you need to map out your stage area, working out where your audience are going to be and where your exit and entrances are going to be. So, as you can see on the picture in the background, well, he's kind of half cut off. We've got a nice little happy cartoon clown here, which is quite clearly on a stage. And he's waving forward, so it's really obvious to us that that's the back of the stage. The audience would be here in front. You can see there's a curtain there where you could enter. There's a curtain there where you could exit. A nice standard stage. Now, I can't help you with your area because, of course, I can't see you. I'm just currently talking to myself. And I don't know what room you're in, bedroom, front room, whatever. So you now have to make those decisions for yourself, okay? So we can pretend that there's no bed and no tables and no chairs and just, you know, like imagine it was kind of an empty room. Where is your stage space going to be? So make that decision now. How much room have you got as a performer that is yours? Okay. Then our next decision is then where is the audience? And for the fourth wall activity, it would be easy if they're all in one area. So you don't really want, oh, they're all the way around me and all that. Just have them in one area in front of you, okay? So imagine an audience there in front of you. Now for this, you're going to enter from one side and exit from the other. So make that decision now. So for me, I'm going to enter from this, I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Oh, bless me. That just came from nowhere, but I also had time to prepare you. So I'm going to enter from this side, so I'm going to disappear. I'm going to come on to this is my stage space, you are my audience. And then I'm going to exit the other side. All right, so can you just make those decisions about your room now? And you very clearly can map out your stage, point where the audience are, where you're going to enter, where you're going to exit. All right, got it? Okay. One more decision you have to make and then we'll get moving. So we are going to perform a very mundane everyday task in our stage space. I have got 3 options for you to decide. You can either perform tying your shoelace, so you might want to have some trainers on for something, or maybe you've still got your tap shoes on for this. Putting on a sweater or jacket, so this is what I've decided, hence my sweater is now around my waist. Or opening a bag to get something out, then closing it again. So maybe you've got a backpack, your school bag nearby, something like that. Make that decision now. Any of them will work, so it completely doesn't matter. Just what's next to you. Grab a jumper, put a pair of shoes on quick, grab a bag. Have a moment and decide which one you're going to do. All right, got it. Okie dokie. So, now I'm going to explain to you what it means when the fourth wall is up, or what the fourth wall is, for those of you that haven't heard of this before. So we're going to perform an activity that we've just chose, yeah? The shoelace, the sweater, or the putting something in the bag. We are going to pretend there is a wall between us as a performer and the audience. So if you think of fourth wall, you've got wall 1 might be one side of the stage. Wall 2 might be the other side of the stage. Wall 3 is the wall behind, and wall 4 is where the audience is. But this, the fourth wall, is up. And that means to us, we are looking around an empty room, okay? So we are pretending there's a wall there. You know the audience is there as a performer, but you're not going to look at them, not going to notice, not going to acknowledge them at all, okay? They're looking in on your world, but they aren't a part of it. So this is where we pretend we can't see them, okay? We are going to enter the stage from the side you chose, so I'm going to choose this side. Come on at the beginning. Stop in the middle of the stage and do the task that you chose, the shoelace, the sweater, or the bag. And then you're going to continue walking off the stage again. Red, caps, bold, do not look at the audience. So I can't look at the camera, I can't look at you guys, okay? The whole scene might take about 45 seconds. Might take a little bit quicker actually if we're not looking around, okay? Depending on how big your space is. Walk on halfway through. Decide you need to tie your shoelace, you need to get something out of your bag, you need to put your sweater on, then walk back off. Let's give that a try all together, people, all right? Okie dokie, here we go. Okay, fairly naturalistic, nearly pulled my hair out, but all good. Okay, that felt all right, yes? So, what does it mean to break the fourth wall? I am doing it now, because I am performing to you, obviously. And I'm looking straight at my audience, aren't I? So, to break the fourth wall means to notice the audience are there, so the imaginary wall that we've put up in the last slide has been broken and we can see them. Okay, this happens in quite a few different types of performance. So instead of us being in just these four walls, empty space, and we kind of know they're there as performers but we're pretending they're not, well, oh my goodness, there's actually hundreds of people, thousands of people watching, and you look at them and you notice them and you acknowledge them, okay? So, we're going to try the scene again, but we're going to change it slightly, which is where our repetition through variation comes in. Same thing, slight tweak. We're going to enter the stage like we did before. Stop in the middle of the stage like we did before. When you go to do your task, at some point during your task, you clock everybody watching. You notice the audience. Now you need to make a decision, and obviously we're just experimenting at the moment, of how is that going to make your character feel. So you're going to notice a load of people. Will you be scared, shocked, excited, nervous? What does that mean to you? You then are going to leave the space, but the difference is you are going to keep your focus on the audience. So you're not going to turn and walk off. Your eyes need to stay fixed on them. All right? So I'm going to take my sweater back off so that we can put it back on again. You're going to do exactly the same, but the fourth wall is broken, friends, all right? So if you need to now untie that shoelace again, put your item back in your bag, whatever it is, wherever you're up to. Let's get ourselves sorted. All right. Okay, are we ready for this? So we're going to notice them halfway through our task. So I'm leaving the space. Here we go, and and scene. That does take a bit longer, doesn't it, to have a reaction? All right, people, how did that feel? And especially when there's no one there, we have to act it out as well, don't we, and pretend there's loads of people. So my Fitbit has buzzed. What we will do on Thursday is we're going to give that one more go, but we'll try a different reaction this time. So whatever that just was that you felt, let's go a different way with it, see which one fits us, and then we will go back to our professional company from and have a look at how they do it. But we have run out of time, like I say, so let's move to that all-important sea shanty competition. Welcome aboard, sailors, and here we are for some more helpful hints and tips for our sea shanty writing competition. And as a reminder, if you've just joined us, we have got until the end of this term to write and perform your very own original sea shanty, to win 50 house points, and also to be put on the school's social media. So you will be a sea shanty superstar. Now, every week we are looking at a new theme, and on a Thursday, of course, I give you some time to write some more lines. So, but before we do that, let's recap what was last week's focus in music. So can you remember what we focused on in our sea shanties last week? Have a moment to think, or tell someone next to you. It was like 3 words and they're quite long. Have you remembered? It was, of course, genre-specific terminology. And that was when we think of words that suit a certain subject matter, a field, a profession, a job. When we thought of lots of words that we would say in school that might not necessarily be used somewhere else. Homework, seesaw, timetable, something like this. And then we thought, what might that mean to write a sea shanty? And we're just gathering a bank of words that we might want to include. Sailor, sea, ship, all these things that we want to include in our sea shanty. And you don't have to use them all, but just to get in that way of mind, just like English, making yourself a vocabulary bank that you could dip into to really get the essence of this style of music. And of course, don't forget all the other stuff that we've done in other weeks, the rhythm and making it really strong, choosing a chaw that will match that speed, the call and response element as well that we've looked at. So, before I tell you this week, a moment to think, little mini quiz. What was the name of the song we sang last week? It was, me beauties, way blow the man down. Blow the man down, which is quickly becoming my favourite sea shanty. It is starting to beat Drunken Sailor. So, which was in fact the only sea shanty I knew a few months ago. So, choosing topics is going to be this week's theme. In the past, we've thought about chores that you might want to sing about. And we've also thought about the language that is specific to sailors. That's sea, sailor, ship, all that stuff. This might help with your writing, but you might need some more content to add to your song. And we're going to look at what the word content means now. Do you know what that means? Content within this context is the words or story within your song. So you know you might want some call and response and some repetition. And you know you've got a chore, like a pulling rope, for example. But the whole song about pulling rope, it's going to be like pulling teeth, never mind pulling rope. It might be a little bit of a snooze fest, okay? So I'm going to set you up with some topics that you can add in to bulk it out, okay? Because even though you've chosen a chore to get you through a rhythm, work out what speed you're going to sing at, you don't necessarily have to make the whole song about the chore as such. It just passes the time and makes it a little bit easier. So we need some content. Now, if you're a sailor, other than the chore, What else might you sing about? Have a moment to think or speak to somebody in the room with you. What other content could we include? And you can think of the examples of the sea shanties that we've listened to so far to help you out. What else might we think about? Okay, so I'm going to give you some ideas. I'm going to help you out. Starting your song. Every song needs a solid opening line. And I know you've already wrote a few lines already, but you might not necessarily have written the first line. You know, like, "Way, hey, blow the man down" is the repetition of our song, but it's not the opening line, is it? And we're going to listen to that in a moment. So, as an idea, how are you going to gather everyone to join in singing your shanty? One idea is to think about a line that calls on everyone to listen up and pay attention. So say you're in charge, or you've been told from someone in charge, right, the sails need setting now, and you need to get everybody gathered around. We could do with an opening line that sets the speed, your main leader's going to sing it, and how can we gather everyone? So I have got our beautiful example of "Blow the Man Down" again. It's a weird version, but it was a version that sang the line I wanted it to sing, because there's loads of different versions, which I've just discovered. How do the singers of "Blow the Man Down" gather everyone? Let's have a listen to that first line.
Come all ye young fellows that follow the sea with a yo-ho, blow the man down. Now just pay attention and listen to me. Give me some time to blow the man down. Oh.
Interesting. The words were, "Come all ye young fellows that follows the sea," which is like, come on everyone that works at the sea, all the sailors, everyone that works here, come here. It's just a kind of fancy old-fashioned way of saying come here. Come all ye young fellows that follow the sea, way, way, roll them down. And then he said something like, "Lend me your ear and listen to me." So the whole beginning is setting us up. Everyone gather round, I've got a really interesting story to tell. Okay? And you can do that in old-fashioned words, in modern words, but that might be an idea of how to start a song. How do you gather your audience? Come on everyone, grab a seat, listen in, I've got something to say. So that might be something you want to think about adding to your song this week. How are you going to start it? How do you round the troops? Now I've got some other ideas for content here, and then I'm going to give you a lot of time on Thursday, so I won't talk a whole lot on Thursday. I'm never buzzing already. So, here are some other suggestions for content, along with an example from a famous sea shanty. So these are the kind of ideas that you could talk about, and you don't have to, but you might want to bring some in. And we've got a little table here. I don't know, that's probably a bit too small for you. I don't know how close in I have come, but I'll talk you through. So, the weather. And our example, blow the man down. Because we're thinking about the wind has gusted somebody away. So you might want to talk about the weather at sea. Maybe your song is during a big storm and, you know, the boat's rocking. There's loads of things to talk about. Or the blistering sun that you're working out in, and, you know, the sweat and the tan. And the weather is going to be a massive thing for sailors because you're working outdoors in it. So you could include that. Who are you? You might want to explain a little bit. So there's a line that says, "I'm a deep water sailor." So you might want to, "I'm just a simple young fellow," or "a bully boy," or, you know, all these words that we've looked at. You might want to explain to your audience who you are. Where are you going? So you're on a ship. You're traveling somewhere, right? An example, "Just come from Hong Kong." I think that might be from Blow the Man Down. "I'm a deep water sailor, just come from Hong Kong. Way, hey, blow the man down." So you might want to talk about your worldly travels. Where in the world have you shipped to? And of course, you're going to have to think of somewhere that's got a coastline, right? Because if you're on a ship, chances are you've docked the ship somewhere that is near to the sea. Now, The type of ship you are on, that is very common. We've got an example here. On a trim black ball liner, I wasted me prime. So you might want to name your ship in your song to keep it more authentic. And wasted me prime, that means when you're in your prime, you're young and you've got loads of energy, and it's when you're at your peak time, yeah? So this person tells me that that's an older sailor that's spent their entire life on the ship, and now they're saying they've wasted their prime because now they've got a heart, because it's hard work, right? Their back hurts, you know, oh, I could have been doing something else, I've not earned much money, I've wasted my prime doing this job. Something to think about, which means how do you feel about being a sailor could be also more content. Where did the ship start? So we know that we've just come from Hong Kong, we've docked there, but where are you from? An example, oh, she was built in Birkenhead, built in the yard of Jonathan Laird. So Birkenhead, you have to do it in that accent, otherwise it doesn't count, is back to Liverpool again. So this suggests loads of our sea shanties came from the docks of Liverpool. Remember Paradise Street mentioned? So she was built in Birkenhead, so you might want to talk about where the ship was built or where you've left. Other points, life, what is life like as a sailor? And that brings us back, wasted me prime. The folks we are leaving we'll never forget. So who have you left behind? Maybe you've got loved ones. When you are going from Liverpool to Hong Kong, you are away a long, long time. These people would have left home for a really long time. So maybe you can imagine you've just met the love of your life and now you have to leave them for weeks and months. Maybe you've got young children and you know, your wife is pregnant and you have to leave her. Will you be back in time? These are real people with real stories and lives that work on a ship in the middle of the sea, don't see land for days and days and worried about their loved ones at home. So you might want to think about that. Or maybe you're angry and bitter because you wasted your prime. Have a think about that too. And last thing, what are some of the things you've seen? So I imagine a sailor has a really interesting job. And in that, you know, you've seen loads of places in the world. You might be cultured, visited a lot of countries. This says, chasing whales through ice and snow. What a lovely thought. So that's, again, we're talking about the weather, but we're talking about the massive animals we've seen. Have you come close to a close encounter with a massive animal that was a little bit dangerous? What have you seen on your travels? Now, I've run out of time. I know I've done a lot of talking, but I'm just trying to inspire you and give you some ideas. And then on Thursday, you are going to try and get some more lines where we're maybe answering some of these questions, okay? Have a think between now and Thursday about some of these. Who are you? Where you come from? Where are you going? What kind of family do you have? How do you feel about being a sailor? What's the name of your ship? You might want to just doodle some ideas as they come to you, and we'll have some time on Thursday. Well done, everybody. I'll see you then.